everyone, it's me, 24K Hector, and this is 24K Lorcana. Now, I did say I was going to bring one to you this week, so was that last week? No, I said it. Oh, I said last week, yeah. But I'm giving you guys this video, Sapphire Steel. The only reason I didn't want to rush on it is because I wanted to make sure it was tested. It was kind of like, I have data on it. It's pretty good. This deck is very, very solid. As you guys see from the title, it's a iTempo deck. The reason it's an item deck, but it's not playing Whole New World. It's not playing Oswald. So it's not doing like the super explosive plays that Oswald can do, but it also not having, it doesn't have the cons that an Oswald build can possibly have. This deck is pretty good into the mirror. I've been playing a few mirrors ever since I fixed it. I had a few testing partners. Shout out to all of you guys that have been testing me. Testing with, I've been theorizing with, and this deck has felt pretty solid. I like the way this is probably going to be the way I'm going to be going this direction. I also have this other list that's more of the Alice, where I was playing out back to back. So I was playing the Alice build with the Plutos, with the Cogsworths and Baymaxes and stuff like that. I took that to locals. And I had like it was the best of two format. I had 2 splits, a loss and a win. My loss, it was really bad. I like literally did not see any of the like tempo cards, or just kind of bricked. But you guys hear that? I don't know if you guys can hear that through here, but it's thunder. It's kind of crazy raining outside. Anyways, I like that build. It's pretty good, but I like this current build a little bit better. What it's doing, it's kind of, you're gonna look at the ratios. Some of you guys get really turned off by just some ratios, but you guys have to see the theory, the way the mulligan patterns work, also ink efficiency, right? So there's a certain reason why we play certain things and certain numbers of certain things. So, but like I said, it's been pretty tested. There's a little ratios that you can switch yourself if you do not like, but I like this direction that Sapphire Steel is taking. I personally, as you guys are gonna see in my actually have a surprise video for you guys. I'm gonna save for then. But the Oswald, I don't think it's probably, as Harlan also possibly said, I heard him say it. We don't think it's possibly the way of actually Moyen, I think it was really the one that said it. I don't know, Moyen or Harlan, both of them great players. That they don't believe is probably gonna be the best way to go moving forward. Now that, you know, it's kind of the first take and it's going to be the one that's going to get attacked. And I also believe that. So I don't think it's going to be the way to go. I feel like this build counters it. It also is being able to play Fire the Cannons. Fire the Cannons, when we're playing 4 cells, very good, because whenever you play cell and you have that extra ink, you're able to fire the cannons Diablo. You're able to fire the cannons Oswalds. You're able to fire the cannons purple, a lot of the purple cards in purple steel. So it's a really good card to still play and fire the cannons. So I am playing, let's get to the deck. As you guys can see, should probably pop up right here. But I am playing, this is my list, it feels good. I am playing 2 1-drops and Mulan. Now, I am just playing that because, as you guys see, I have the 4 Photosphere, the 4 Popsicles, and the 1 Last Cannon. This 1 Last Cannon is just an item. It's allowed to give people Challenger +2, but it's just a 9 ways to try to make sure I get an item turn 1, right? But in a way, I see it like I'm playing 11 1-drops because I am playing Mulan, but also because I am playing Cell. I don't want that leftover ink to not be used. So I actually use this Mulan that has been good. I've tested 4 Smees. Yes, I know you guys like to see the number 4 instead of 2 2s, right? Trust me, the Mulan is good. I even have tried cutting out the Smee and putting more Mulans. But the way the Smee is, because I am playing Cogsworth, as you guys see here, the Smee is really good with the tempo. So I can also, you know, if I don't even see Belle or I don't see Cell, I can literally still go Mulan, Smee, Pete, Scrooge. So that's like still a very good line that you can take, right? Or even Hardcast Bell and then play Scrooge. So I could still go the tempo route and I could still play character every single turn, which is kind of what we want to do. I don't want to just kind of based off the luck and bank off Oswald hitting. I kind of just want to make sure that I play mulligans and I play correctly, and I just can trust that you're going to be able to outskill your opponent. So we are playing the 2 Mulans and we are playing 2 Smees. Like I said, I tried 4 Mulans, 4 Smees. 2-2 has been the best way to go, guys. Just trust me on it. I play the 4 bells are considered the 1-drop, right? We play 9 1-drop items. Like I said, the last cannon is kind of just for the food. But hey, if it comes up, it comes up the effect, right? We are playing 4 Pete's. We are playing 4 Hirams. Pretty self-explanatory. I think Pete's still very solid into an Amber Steel matchup. I think it's still really good into Blue-Red, obviously, if they have the Maui Shark. It's able to kind of just win you so many games. So I'd rather have Pete. I'd rather have too many Pete's than not have Pete at all, right? So I have 4 Hirams. I am playing 3 Scrooge. 3 Scrooge is a nice number. I think 4 would be way too much. 3 has just seemed to be right. 2 to 3. Honestly, I don't even blame someone for playing the 2. Honestly, if I had to cut someone a card here, maybe I can cut him to 2. But I like 3 Scrooges. It's a very good card, being able to get an item. I always whiff, but my favorite part is when I get to play him for free. That's cool, right? Like mid to late game, you get to kind of play him for free because you should have items developed for the most part. We are playing 2 Cogsworth. So like I said, I still want to play in tempo build. It's an item deck, but I still want to make sure I have that tempo going on. And it's also very good in the mirror, you know, whenever you drop the Cogsworth on 5 or 4, if you ramped, right? And then you're able to go on curve with the Tamatoa. The next turn, they cannot along Game Sue's the Tamatoa, which is pretty huge. Also, Cogsworth in the Hiram, it just makes a lot of mirrors really tricky to deal with. But not just that, it's really good into Purple Steel. If you ramp and you play Cogsworth on 4th, if you ramp and you play Cogsworth on 4th against Amber Steel, still very good, still very solid. I'm still playing 2 copies of it. It seems to hit just right. Now I am playing the 1 Pyros. You guys don't have to like it. You guys don't have to play this card. 2 of the cards you guys don't have to play here is the Arthur and the Pyrus. Damn, Pyros. But I decided to play the Pyros is still really good. Guys, I know you guys say, oh, the Pyrus and the Arthur is really good, but if you're only playing 1 of each, what are the ever the odds you see them together? That's the thing, that I don't have to see them together. The Pyros is very good on its own, and the Arthur is very good on its own. You know, if you go Hades on 1 play, hit them, and now they go Arthur, bump the Hades, it actually trades against the Tamatoa 6-drop, even if they keeps it ready after they played it. So it just gives you that +1. And now there's 2 characters they have to deal with. And then Arthur is a 3/6 quester for 3. So it's another great lucky dime target. And if you have a Cogsworth and an Arthur, how are they dealing with that in the mirror? So, but anyway, we're talking about the Pyros right now. Pyros, I've been able to quest with Hiram, draw 2 cards. Pyros, challenge a character, ready my Hiram, quest again, draw 2 more cards. So it gives you, it allows you to give you explosive plays. Tamatoa 6-drop, quest, play a dime, Pyros, hit, tap the Tamatoa. I can quest again and play another item for free. Whether it's Workshop, Quill, Popsicle, I can, you know, challenge with that Tamatoa now. Or I can just keep readying my Pyros. Like we said, Pyros with the Arthur. Since we're going to talk about them together, the Arthur bumping the Pyros is literally a one-sided character B prep. Those are just 2 plays that if I'm going to be able to get, and I'm playing a RAM deck, I'm playing those 2 cards. They're just too good to not play. And it's also very good against like Purple Steel, like I said, Amber Steel. A lot of these Oswald builds, you're banking off a lot of just like hitting this explosive plays. But I've also seen a lot of times like being able to just struggle and not be able to keep up with the fast decks. And guess what, Blue Steel players? Fast decks are coming. So you got to be able to also tempo decks. Fast tempo decks are coming. So you got to be able to adapt. And today, a lot of people look at this deck profile and be like, well, right now, if I go to tournament, it's probably not. I think it's going to do great, but I also believe it's going to do great in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks from now, because it's very skill based and it's not very high rolly with the Oswald. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the Oswald is bad. Oswald is great. Personally, not my style. I personally want to make sure I create my plays and I just kind of base it on luck. But it is great when an Oswald hits a dime, right? I'm playing 4 Tamatoas, the 6-drop. Pretty self-explanatory. It's kind of the reason this kind of deck is the way it is now, right? Tamatoa, play a dime for free, play the big Tamatoa, get like 5-6 lore, next turn % lethal, play a Workshop for free, play all these Popsicles, pay 2, draw 2. Insane card. I am playing 2 Hades. It's really good. It's really good in the mirror. I like it. I just like to not have to deal with problematic problems. So I am playing 3 Along Came Zeus and 2 Hades. So that's 5 ways to deal with big problematic threats. But the Hades is also a way to deal with the big 8-drop Tamatoa, which is another way. Sometimes a lot of the decks are not being able to deal with it. So I'm kind of just, I don't like the way some takes are doing on Blue Steel, and not just like, well, you just got to get there before them. Like, no, like, I'm down to have a mid-range battle, and if you drop it and I didn't get to see my 8-drop Tamatoa, guess what? I can still remove your 8-drop Tamatoa. So I like cards like Hades and just being able to drop their amount of that threats. Like I said, it's also a tempo build. So if you guys see my characters, I'm allowed to, I can go 1 through 7 and just play character if need be, and it's still going to be a very solid deck. I'm playing the 1 Arthur. As you guys see, this card is cracked. So good, so powerful, and it's enchanted. I actually got the enchanted. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I'm playing the 3 Tamatoa, big one. I was playing 2. I needed 3. It's your bomb. It's kind of, you got to get there. It's also kind of your way you beat your blue-red matchup too. So you kind of want to get there. If people play 4, I don't blame them. But I just feel like if I play 4, 1 is going to end up just early in the ink anyway. So I like 3. 3 is good. 2 Fire the Cannons, we explained there. Fire the Cannons, what it does. 4 Cell is very big. That's why I'm playing the Mulan and I'm playing Fire the Cannons, because I want to be very ink efficient. So I want to be able to go Bell on turn 1, Cell, and then play a Mulan, a Cannons, or a Popsicle on that very turn 2. So that way I did a turn 2 and maybe I didn't lose character presence or I didn't lose item presence, and I still got to play, not just ramp that turn, right? Which allows you for the follow-up next turn, Scrooge on turn 3, Cogsworth on turn 4, Tamatoa on turn 5, Hades on turn 6, big old Tamatoa on turn 7. Item tempo deck, guys. This is very good, very solid. I'm playing 3 Let the Storm Rage On. Strength got cut from this deck in testing. Horrible, terrible. Don't like the card. A lot of setup. I'm good. I like cannons. 3 Let the Storm Rage, 3 cannons. I'm good. 3 Let the Storm Rage, and then the 2 cannons. The 2 cannons, sorry. But yeah, I was saying the 3 cannons because I was recently testing a build where I cut the 2 Smees. I had another Mulan and I had another cannons. It was pretty cool, but the Smee can help in like those other like kind of lower where you need to just drop characters. So I kind of decided to keep it with the 2 cannons. We are playing the 3, like I said, 3 Let the Storm Rage On though. It's good. You get to sing with Belle. You get to draw a card. Also, sometimes you get to crazy amount of ink where you can just hard cast it and draw a card, and that one top deck can save you, right? So just another way to just kind of dig a little bit more, unlike Strength that's not able to do that. But yeah, we have 3 at the 3 Along Came Zeus. It's a great removal. I will almost wanted to do 2 Along Came Zeus and 3 Hades, but the only reason we're doing 2 Hades and 3 Along Came Zeus is because the Along Came Zeus is inkable. It's not inkable. Anything's inkable with Quill, right? It's singable. So you're able to sing with Scrooge if you play a Scrooge on 3 or you play Hiram on 3. Now you're able to play sing Along Came Zeus. And weirdly enough, in the mirror, Hiram and Scrooge sing Along Came Zeus pretty often in this deck, which is pretty good. It makes sure you have an answer to their Tamatoa. Like I said, this deck is pretty well built for the mirror. It's pretty well built for blue-red, and it's still pretty well built so you don't lose too low to the ground decks. So I like this build a lot. I wanted to wait to give you guys something very well and constructed that I feel very comfortable with, that I can say that if there was a DLC next week, I feel comfortable piloting this deck. For the items, as you can see, 4 Popsicles, 4 Forty Sphere, 1 Last Cannon, 4 Fishbone Quills, 1 Workshop. Hector, that's weird. You should be on 2, 3, 4, whatever. I'm not playing Oswald. I don't want to see multiple Workshops in my hand. Workshop has been fine just as 1. Guys, I was playing 2 and I was like, this card is annoying. I don't like this card a lot. So all of a sudden I play only 1 and this card is great. I don't know why. I was seeing multiples all the time and it was another uninkable, right? So Workshop is not fully needed in the deck, but if you see it, you're most likely odds-wise by the ratio, you're gonna see a mid to late game, which is where it's most explosive, and it kind of just seals the deals by you just overdrawing your opponent, or by then you have an established 6-drop Tamatoa where you're able to quest it and play for free, as to where you play 2 or 3 of them, and if you don't hit it off Oswald, it can be just glued into your hand. It could be really bad if you don't have Quill set up on board, correct? So I'm playing 2 dimes. That is one card that you can play 3 of. I don't blame you. Like I said, Oswald needs more targets. We don't, so we have the luxury to be able to play more tempo characters, and cards like Hades, cards like Arthur, cards like Pyros, cards like Cogsworth, cards like Smee, and not hurt our explosiveness still, because guess what? My Tamatoa still be questing for 6, 7. And with the dime, that's 14. So I just wanted to make sure I built this deck just right to where I can still win mirrors and I can still be explosive, but I don't lose tempo. And I still have that power of the item package, which is like, tempo. Yeah, this has been my build, guys. I hope you guys liked it. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. I should have said that earlier. Let me know your thoughts on the comments. I know there's so many ways in hot takes. There's all these new players that think, and some are correct, on how to play this deck, which is pretty good. Zan, great mind. He came up with the Oswald builds, very explosive. As you guys know, there's many other builds out there. There's an Artabags build. It's very, very, very close to the tempo build that I have. I haven't shared that build yet because I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm gonna give you guys what I think is best, and I believe this deck is a little bit better right now, because I've actually even been able to beat those builds. But you play whatever you feel more comfortable with. There's many different ways to play. Blue Sapphire Steel is more about are you comfortable with it. This has been my play style. I have been waiting to be able to ramp and play Arthur and Hades, but I still don't lose, and I still don't lose the vision of what this deck is supposed to do, which is be able to be explosive with the items and being able to be able to capitalize with the Scrooges, Tamatoa, and Dime plays. So yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Check out the podcast. Check out my sponsor. It's going to be right down in the description. And coaching, guys. If you guys need coaching, I know this is a very hard deck to pilot. If you've never piloted it before, you guys are going to definitely see it's very hard to pilot. So if you guys ever need coaching, hit me up on my Discord. Very cheap rates, nothing crazy. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you guys like, and I'm going to give you guys so much more new content coming up. Especially, I have a very good surprise for you guys. It revolves 3 really good players, and we're all going to get together. We're all going to do a video on 24K channel talking about Sapphire Steel. Make sure you guys check that out.